Hey everybody, Matumbo here. Welcome back to the channel, and today we are playing some more Historic here on Magic Arena. And we are hopping right back into Decktember, and I am excited to be playing this deck. So huge shout out to HalcyonFury for submitting this deck. This deck looks sweet. I'm excited to play it. I don't even know the last time that we played a deck like this, if we actually have featured a deck like this at all in any of our videos. But real quick though, if you're not familiar with Decktember, what Decktember is it's our way of saying thank you to each and every one of you for helping to grow the channel this year. It's been a crazy roller coaster of a year for everybody, for all kinds of things. You know, and with all the crazy things that are happening in the world, at least with my channel, you know, just having this little, you know, ray of sunshine, so to speak, with each and every one of you coming in here and enjoying the content. What I'm doing is I'm playing viewer submitted decks all throughout the month, and what we'll do is we're going to play a few games with your deck if it's chosen, and then once we've played a few games, we'll make some changes to see if maybe we can fit in some ideas, or maybe you know, maybe attack the deck a different way that maybe you didn't see. You know, maybe my ideas will spawn some more ideas for you, and it's really just more of a brainstorming session, and maybe to help you out, help myself out, again, to play a deck that maybe we have not played with. So again, that's what Decktember is. If you want to be considered for a Decktember deck, there's still plenty of time to be considered. All you have to do is join the Discord, head down to the Decktember channel, and then check out the pin post. There's a template on how you can submit your deck. So with that being said, again, a huge shout out to HalcyonFury for submitting this deck, and we are calling it Bill Gates. So Halcyon called it just Bill. Since this is a Gates deck, we are calling it Bill Gates. It makes sense. So what are we doing? Well, we're playing Gates. You know, we're playing a control deck. We're trying to draw a lot of cards. We're trying to control our opponent, make sure they're not really doing too much or interacting with us too much. We're going to keep all their stuff off the board. We're going to be putting down some powerful things, and we're just going to overwhelm them eventually, and we're going to win the game. So how do we do that? Well, again, with Gates, it's kind of tricky. So Gates, you know, they tap for 2 different mana usually, sometimes any color mana, but they always come into play tapped. So, you know, it's going to be really hard to get around that. However, it looks like Halcyon put in 4 copies of Blood Sun. Well, we love Blood Sun, so we're going to give this a shot. Blood Sun is going to turn off the extra abilities that lands have, but we still get the mana abilities. So now this just says tap to add, you know, white or black, or tap to add blue or red. So they don't actually come into play tapped anymore if we have Blood Sun in play, which is really, really, really cool. Gates usually does want some ramp in their deck, so it looks like Halcyon put in 4 copies of Arboreal Grazer. This is great. It's a great 1-drop. It's an 0/3. It's a good blocker for, you know, aggro decks. We get to, when it comes into play, we actually get to put an additional land into play. So it's pretty cheap ramp. It's really good with the Gates because, again, we put that card into play tapped. That gives us an additional mana the following turn. A couple copies of Hydrate Crisis. This is good because typically we don't have any early game plays, or at least early game plays we want to be playing. We're typically focused on, you know, wiping the board or just keeping everything in check. So once we finally get to a position to where we have plenty of mana to spend, we have it looks like we have a couple copies of these Hydrate Crisis to just feed all of our mana into, draw a bunch of cards, gain a bunch of life, and then put down a formidable blocker that our opponent, and an attacker that our opponent has to deal with, or they're just going to immediately lose. 1 copy of Clear the Mind. I don't know why this is necessarily in here, but I mean, I'm a fan of reshuffling our graveyard into our library to make sure that we don't deck. We also get to draw a card for this. Could actually target our opponent if we need to. Maybe they're doing unfair things and we could just put everything back in their deck. But yeah. So 2 copies of Guild Summit. So this card is actually really powerful in the Gates deck. When this enters the battlefield, we can tap any number of untapped Gates we control, and then we can draw a card for each land that we tap. So that's huge. If we play this on like turn 6, and we have, you know, 3 additional Gates untapped after we cast this, then we get to tap 3 Gates, draw 3 cards, and then even play a Gate, and then draw an additional card. So that's actually really powerful. And then this does stack. So if we have, you know, both of these in play, and we play a land, we're going to be able to draw, you know, 2 cards. So really, really powerful in a Gates deck. I'm actually surprised to see that there's not more than 2 of these in this deck. Gates Ablaze. This is a really cheap and effective counterspell. Obviously, it deals X damage to each creature, where X is the number of gates we control. Basically, once we get to 4 gates, we're going to be able to kill pretty much most of the creatures that everybody's playing in Historic. You know, Muxus is a big one. It is a 4/4. So that's, again, you know, really where it's at. I guess 5 maybe or 6 at the most is where we top out at. But I mean, ideally, we shouldn't really have to really worry about anything past like 4 toughness off the top of my head. A couple copies of Uro. Uro is really good. Again, it's going to let us ramp. It's going to let us gain some life. It's going to let us draw cards. You know, all 22 lines of text that this card has. It's unfair. So why not play these, especially in a deck that wants to be playing a lot of land? A couple copies of Chromatic Lantern to make sure that all of our land tap for the right color mana. 4 copies of Wrath, because what 5-color deck does not want to be casting Wrath of God to make sure our opponents don't have anything? Same goes for Extinction Event and Ritual Asset, just more removal, more mass removal. 2 copies of Circuitous Route. This is going to allow us to search our library for up to 2 basics or gate cards and put them onto the battlefield tapped. So again, really powerful on turn 4, or even on turn 3. Well, turn 4 with a Grazer draw. Then we actually get to go get 2 more gates. And then if we have a guild summon in play, we get to draw 2 cards. You guys know the drill there. Mass Manipulation is actually a pretty interesting card here. This is another great card that we get to play very late in the game to gain control of X target creatures and or planeswalkers. So this does cost 6 mana to steal 1 thing, 8 mana to steal 2 things, because it does have a double X in the casting cost. But I could see this against like a Super Friends deck or something along those lines. Just out of nowhere, taking their planeswalkers. This could have a lot of really good potential there. And last few cards, a couple of Archway Angels, 3/4 for 6 mana flyer. We gain 2 life for each gate we control. So this could potentially gain us like 24 life in a turn. 1 copy of Immortal Sun to turn off planeswalkers, and to draw cards, and to make our spells cost cheaper. And then finally, 2 copies of Ruinous Ultimatum to destroy all non-land permanents our opponents control. Again, this is feasible to play because of the Chromatic Lantern, it looks like. We do have 1 copy of Lotus Field. So that's an interesting pull as well. But I guess since we're playing Blood Sun, really no reason not to do that. And we have 26 lands in the deck. So let's see if Bill Gates can get the job done in Arena as well as he can. You know, he's had a pretty fortunate life outside of Arena, so let's see if it'll follow through here. So again, if you want to be considered for Decktember, join the Discord, join the Decktember channel, and post your deck list. Just check out the template at the top, and yeah, maybe your deck will be pulled. And then last but not least, remember everybody, you know, just I hope you're enjoying Decktember. We're going to hop into the gameplays, and we will see you guys here in just a few short games to talk about this version. All right, let's go. Oh, time for this Bill Gates deck, right? It has been quite some time since we played Gates. This is going to be interesting. Pretty sure if we hit Goblins, we lose, right? Luris, we probably lose. All the popular decks we probably lose. That's my initial thought, but Gates can overpower some people if it gets a really good draw. All right, is this one of those draws? I think it might be. I really wouldn't mind drawing an untapped land. I mean, I know we only have 1, but if we could draw that forest, that'd be really good. The art on these sleeves is really cool. Like the Obliterator with Elspeth. All right, Aruda. It is your time to shine. Mulliganing is hard, right? Hate to start a video off like this, right? With our opponent just not showing up. It's been quite some time since we featured. There we go. Let's say it's been quite some time since we featured somebody just timing out on the first turn. Oh no, they're just gonna. Oh, there we go. So mono white. I mean, you just know this Wrath is gonna get him really good, right? We could just let him overcommit. Chromatic Lantern's good. Guild Summit's really good. I think we just slammed the Guild Summit, right? Okay, so you're going to be gaining all the life this game. Oh, perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. That's the draw. That's the draw we want to see, right? Land when we need land. Now we're going to have just a really good card draw engine. This is just such a really powerful uncommon. Obviously not in every deck, but in a Gates deck. Look at them forcing through damage. So yeah, we're gonna get some blue sources, right? Now let's get 2 of these. Oh. So I just realized they're on clerics, not on mono white life gain. We just completely missed that Godless Shrine being played. Uh-oh. Ruh-roh, Raggy. So I think we Extinction Event. Let's say even. We go down to just taking 1 a turn here. We don't actually have to cast Wrath of God. I could be wrong, but their deck may not be playing the God. So if they're just hitting us for 1 every turn, we are completely fine with that, right? Oh, here we go. Oh, this is a great draw in case we needed it. All right, how many creatures can we take? Oh, just 2. Just 2, and we only have 2 mass manipulations. Could do this and then Gates Ablaze. So we'll take 3 here. No big deal. You take 3, right? Yeah. I mean, we have a really good board, though. We have 10 mana against their 4. Indestructible. No cards in hand. Yeah, we're not really doing much, so don't just scoop them up. This is a great draw, right? We're gonna gain about 1 billion life here. Oh, that feels good. Who's the life gain deck now, my friend? Oh, Ruda, where are you going? Where are you going? All right, well, good game, good game. On to the next game, right? All right, going into numero dos. Let's hydrate. All right. Let's see what we get this time. Will it be another cleric-y type deck? All right, cross your fingers, everyone. Cross your fingers. Shaolian. All right, we go first. No green mana. I don't really mind that we don't have green mana because we have Wrath mana. Wrath mana might be more important because we're not really ramping into anything in this hand. So we're gonna play the Orzhov Guildgate out. Oh, this is okay. So they're playing a like a mono white control deck. It looks like maybe white black, white green. Okay. Interesting. Yeah, we are playing a basic. All right, so they're land hunting. We are out of land. What are they doing over there? Extinction event. Eh. Okay, well, we're probably, we are probably toast, right? Mirari's Wake is probably bad for us, right? With literally nothing to do over here, and they have 12 mana. Okay. They did nothing with 12 mana. You just have a feeling they have a March of the Multitudes. No, they don't have a March of the Multitudes either. What is our opponent's deck? 14 mana? They can make 11 2/2s? They have something here. No tax. Let's go ahead and discard this mass manipulation. Okay, there we go. There's the plan, right? Yeah, we're just gonna lose to this Dawn of Hope, right? They get to draw all the cards. Holy 4/4s, Batman. So they actually don't get to draw any cards here. Okay. So many cards. Folks, I don't think we're losing, or I don't think we're winning this one. One, two, three, four. Yeah, we're dead. Oh, five. I miscounted because of the Mirari's weight. Good game. Good game. What are you gonna do, right? Sometimes your deck doesn't give you the cards it needs. Maybe we should have mulliganed that, but again, I was pretty happy to have Wrath mana. So, all right, well, on to our mini game, or mini boss game. All right, let's go. All right, mini boss. Let's go. Let's do this. Who's gonna be our mini boss opponent? All right. Can we keep this? Can we keep this? Don't have green mana. Can we keep? I don't think we can. This looks to be a lot better. I think we actually get rid of this Krasis. Alright, so what's our opponent playing? Mono blue? I hope not. Okay, blue-white. Maybe Flyers? And they had a bad draw? But no, our opponents always have the nuts against us, so. Blue-white Flyer. Blue-white Flyers it is. Dun 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 dun. Very surprised for them to not have a 1-drop. So we're going to play this Selesnya Guildgate. Then maybe there's an off chance we draw our 1 of Forest, and then we could just Wrath the following turn. Could just die to a rally, though. 4, we're at 12. So I'm going to keep playing out non-red Guildgates. Because I want them to think we're on like some kind of really weird budget deck. And that we don't have, you know, Gates Ablaze or stuff like that. That way it actually, like, kind of encourages them to go ham and play more creatures and not keep up counterspell mana. I don't like this. This is not good. Because if they have a Lofty Denial here, we just lose. Yeah, I mean, there was nothing we could do, right? Nothing we could do there. We block. We take 4. If they have Rally of Wings, we lose. So... yeah, I don't think there's anything wrong with the way we approach this game. It's just unfortunate that our opponent didn't. Yeah. Just unfortunate our opponent just did not want to commit more on the board. It's possible they just didn't have anything else to commit. So, all right, well, good game. Let's talk about the stack. All right, so we went 1 and 2 with this deck. You know, we kind of got a bad draw one game, and then that last game against the Flyer deck, there really just wasn't anything we can do. They just had a really good draw against us, and then happened to, you know, have that Lofty Denial for our Wrath of God. But overall, though, this deck, I do think gates can be good in this build. You know, there's going to be a few things that we're going to have to really focus on. But I do think with this particular build of the Bill Gates deck, I do think that Halcyon Fury was doing a kind of like a melting pot of a few different decks, right? You know, we have Blood Sun. Obviously, Blood Sun is good with gates when they come into play tapped. You know, it also helps with the Guild Summit. You know, you're just getting a lot of value that way. But I don't necessarily think this deck needs a Lotus Field. I don't think this deck necessarily wants to go into crazy cards like Mass Manipulation or even Chromatic Lantern, for that matter. And definitely, I don't think Ruinous Ultimatum or Immortal Sun need to be in this deck. Immortal Sun's not horrible. And then maybe even Clear the Mind. And even Hydroid Crisis, to me, may not fit. Now, I think with the gate decks, you know, we want to stick to the traditional builds where we have, you know, Guild Summits are good. The circuitous routes are good. Angels are probably fine. The Uros are going to be great in a deck like this. But I think since we're going into Historic, I think we need to take into account the fact that we are in Historic. And so we're going to have access to cards like, again, we're going to have access to cards like Growth Spiral, Explore, you know, cards like that let us ramp out a little bit faster. You know, we don't have to actually worry about the Arboreal Grazer. I don't necessarily know that it's a great card in this deck either. It could be, though. You know, we're going to definitely relook at the deck. It may stay in, it may come out. We don't know. But then we have cards like, you know, Golos is a great card searcher. That's something that we consider playing. We could look at the Gate Colossus, you know, RAM package. But I think when you're sticking with gates, you don't want to stray in too many different directions, because when you do that, obviously you could just, you know, fail to focus on what you're trying to accomplish, and then you could just go down a path that you're just not ready to go down necessarily, or a path that just doesn't actually ever get you to the end of the road. So, yeah, so we're going to rebuild this. We're going to hop into our time machine, and we're going to see what we can do and see what comes of this. And we'll probably see a lot of the same cards, but let's hop in and see you guys just in a few seconds. All right, here is the new and updated list. So we're really doing two things here. We're sticking with the more, you know, more known gate approach, where we have, you know, turn 1 Grazer into an additional land. Or, I'm sorry, not even turn 1, but turn 2. It's a little bit better than potentially exploring on turn 3. So we are trying to set something up for turn 3, basically to get us back on track. You know, maybe cast a Guild Summit, start drawing cards, or maybe even having to Gates Ablaze if we need to. But then at the same time, we're really looking at the more, we're really looking to ramp like they do in Historic a little bit with the Explorers and the Uros. Now, we're still playing Circuitous Route. Now, we're also playing Golos. Golos is going to be great in this deck because we also added in Maze's End as an additional win condition. And we also have Approach of the Second Sun in our deck as an alternate win condition. Again, we're going to be drawing so many cards. Once we cast Approach of the Second Sun and then it goes back into our library, we're going to be able to draw, hopefully, enough cards just that following turn or just one turn after that in order to cast again, thanks to the Guild Summit and then all the ramp that we're playing. So hopefully that's what we're going to be able to do. We're still playing a couple Angels. We're still playing, Sweepers in Gates Ablaze and Wrath of God. But then we're also playing a couple of Tails End. I feel like there's just enough Planeswalkers, going around that we want to be able to counter legendary creatures, even just different activated abilities from Planeswalkers to be able to prevent them from, activating and doing the crazy shenanigans that they do. Namely, cards like Ugin and whatnot. So that is what we're going to try to do with this updated Bill Gates version 2. So let's see what we can do. And let's hop into the games, and we will see you guys at the wrap-up. All right. Bill Gates 2.0. Let's go. Let's go. Zavitz. All right. So, new changes. Get to go first. This hand needs one more land, but we're going to keep it. We can explore. I don't hate this hand. Don't love it. Don't hate it. Kind of neutral. Opponent was on a mulligan. So, we are not going to play out our Grazer to show them that we don't have any more land in our hand. Oh. Oh. Now, this Gates Ablaze is going to do some work, hopefully. Oh, yeah. I feel a scoop coming on, right? We don't have any more land. Oh. Told you. Scoops my goops. Get them while they're hot. Well, that's a good way to start. All right, next game. All right, well, you kind of hate to see games that quick because of the, you don't really get to test out all what your deck can do, but, a win's a win. So, Simic Guildgate into Orzhov Guildgate. I think we'll play them in this order. Ooh, mono red. Well, I don't hate this Grazer here. Oh, it's Izzet. Izzet? Okay, they definitely have something in their hand they can cast. Maybe just an opt. I wonder if this is a 1,000-Year Storm deck. Okay, so this is a Kiln Fiend deck, maybe? Why you concede? All right, well, we might be getting an extra game in here. So we're gonna take these wins. So, all right, next game. All right, we are already on game 3, so pretty crazy. 2 quick scoops. One definitely warranted, I feel like, but then the other one, that last one, not so much. Not so much. We're going first. We're gonna keep. I feel like we can draw into another land. Drawing into a blue source would be obviously ideal. Oh, perfect. All right, so we're actually going to play this one. That way we can actually get some value out of our guild summit next turn in case we don't draw another land. Because this is not technically a gate, so... Little surprised by that. Oh, maybe they petty theft us? Oh no? Okay. Alright, so we just need... We're not going to attack for funsies. They might have like a sprite dragon or something. Alright. So they're just on the direct damage plan. Huh, okay, so they actually did have petty theft. Interesting. This gets us 2 cards. Yep, we're definitely going to be tapping our Guildgate since we don't have another play here. Next turn we can Guildgate and play Golos. And that seems really good. Well, maybe they're going to burn our Grazer out, right? Grazer's a good one-time blocker for that Brazen Borrower. Oh, Riddle form. Interesting. Black, blue, green. Hold on. Black, blue, red, white. They could censor us here, but they do not, which is good. We are going to get a... I think Selesnya. No, we have a Selesnya. Demir. Get a card. Next turn we can actually activate Golos. Seems pretty good. No attacks. We might just be playing this Angel next turn. They probably have to dedicate their entire turn to killing Golos. Okay. Okay. Yeah, not super concerned here. All right, so do we Wrath? I don't think we Wrath. I mean, we need to activate this Golos. Do we Wrath? Do we activate? Could Wrath. God, and Golos is just really good. I think we have to play this Angel, though. Going up to 29 seems pretty good. Even if we don't get to activate this Golos at all, I don't think it's the end of the world. This angel gets to block something. Okay. That's fine. Definitely gonna block this. So we're still at 22, which I don't hate, right? So I think at this point, we're not going for the Golos win, right? Gruul. I guess Boros. Let's go ahead and get rid of everything here. We don't really care about that. We have a I guess it doesn't matter. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, so we're just going to win the game in response to them doing something. I'm pretty sure we already have enough, so yep, we sure do. I wish the game would actually show us the animation that said, "Hey, you're actually winning because of this Maze's End." Like it should, you know, glow like a golden color or something along those lines. So, yeah, that game was a roller coaster of everything. We started off on the Golos plan, then we turned it into the Maze's End plan, and yep, totally fine with that. So, all right. Next game. All right, well, we are technically this should be the final boss game, but we had 2 really quick games. We'll get in 1 additional game, unless this game's like 20 minutes then. But Cordoba, welcome to the game. You may or may not be our final boss. We're gonna keep. I wish we were going first. This hand would be a lot better. Oh, definitely would be a lot better. Yep, that's all you're doing, unless you want to sack a Prospector to play a Prospector. Yeah, so I don't think we're gonna win against goblins, right? Well, we might be dead next turn. We might be dead next turn. Mountain. They actually get to cast out the Snoop this turn. Or not the Snoop, but the Wily Goblin to generate an extra. I mean, it's all the same. All right, well, we have Wrath mana, and we have Gates Ablaze mana. I mean, they might still just have Muxus in their hand. Ironcrag feet Muxus, GG. They did not have Muxus. So I think it's better to actually play Uro here. We gained a little bit of life, and this actually sets us up for approach next turn. We're at 15. Chieftain. It's kind of gross. Alright, well, they just undid all the work we did, right? Actually get to draw an extra card here. And then draw an extra card. We're only five cards down. I don't want to cast that, because then I think it's better just to go ahead and get this angel out of the way. Tail's End. Oh, against oh, next turn, huh? Make sure we have a blue for the Muxus. Alright, if they draw Muxus, here we go. Wow! We beat goblins! Holy smokes! Holy smokes. Alright, good game. Well, we're gonna get one more extra match in. I don't know how we won there, but they had a bad draw, that's why. But hey, we're doing it. Alright. Well, final boss time. Could potentially 5-0 with the deck. I just felt bad, you know, having two games that were like a minute long. Kwani, welcome to the game as our final boss. We're gonna keep this. We don't have any white, but we can get white. We don't have any wiper or sweepers. We keep, right? Keeps these. All right, what's our opponent on? That like white line on their card right there. I want them to think we're maybe on a budget Sultai build. Especially when we show them explore next turn. Ooh. I have yet to actually play against a Baral deck. I'm intrigued as to what's the... It's all instants and sorceries, right? Yeah, I think I'm just going to run out and explore. I just don't want to get a... I don't want to get like our best land searcher countered there. We potentially have something for our Tails End. And if we could draw another land, we can play our Gate Colossus. That's pretty good. Pretty good. Probably just play a couple of 8/8s next turn, right? 0/4. Not a huge threat. You get to play these for free. All right. Let's do it to it. I feel like they might potentially be able to kill us this turn, though. Okay. Take it they don't have a Phoenix. They probably would have like snap discarded a Phoenix. Discarded a Tail's End, okay. So like unsummon or petty theft or something. Yeah, the only thing they can block the... Well, no, they got the Crackling Drake up to a 3. So they have to block with their beefy boys. Okay. It's going to be 7 damage, potentially. They want to go for it. Do they have a spell snare? They do not. Alright, spell snare is not the card. You guys know what I meant. Alright, well, we're gonna get in for 16. Alright, so they didn't have... Okay, so they're not discarding instants and sorceries. That's pretty good, right? So they probably have a... Yeah. Finale in their hand. Do it for 2. I think that's fine, right? No, because the Drake still counts exiled cards to the power. Okay. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. If they have a shock, we're dead. Oh, yep. Good game. Good game, Kwani. The final boss has defeated us. Oh, man, that was a close game. That was a close game. All right, well, let's talk about this deck. This deck is sweet. All right, everybody, welcome back to the wrap-up, and I mean, we crushed it. I felt like we had some really good games, got lucky on some pairings. Our opponents, you know, may or may not have scooped early, or maybe giving the game a couple extra turns on top of that, but it is what it is. So in the initial games we played, we went 1 and 2. Still felt like the deck played pretty well. And then in our games with this version of the deck, we went 4 and 1. So we lost to the final boss, Izzet Spells, basically. They got to Xaxes us. I don't really feel like the game would have been any different. I don't really feel like we could have done anything different, to be honest with you. But we beat goblins, so that always feels good, right? Being able to just wipe out their board and then just get them. So yeah, goblins. When I first saw the fact they were going to play goblins, was not too optimistic. But then their draw just really didn't improve. We just got rid of their creatures a couple times, and that was the game. So what do I think about this deck overall? I actually like how this deck performed. I don't think this deck is going to be competitive at all. I do think this deck might need Blood Sun or something along those lines. But I just don't think we could fit it in the deck. Now, we didn't really get to get anybody with Tail's End. I don't know if Tail's End needs to be in this deck, or maybe this should be like a Dovin's Veto. I even considered something like a Negate, but I felt like if we were going to play Negate, there's really no reason not to play Dovin's Veto, because it's the same thing except for Dovin's Veto. We pay a white, and then it just can't be countered. So yeah, I guess. But again, the ramp package in this deck is really, really bonkers. Razor, Explore, Uro, Circuitous Route, Golos is even really good. Golos lets us, potentially activate. We can hit just crazy things like more ramp, Guild Summit. We can hit an approach. We can't win an approach. We can't win if we cast it with a Golos, but we can still cast it, gain 7 life, and put it back on top of our library. So there is still that. And then, of course, we did get to see the Maze's End win. So it is good knowing that we have multiple ways to go about attacking our opponent. So I really do enjoy the changes that we made to this deck. So I do think that this Gates might be something that we just kind of keep on the back burner and kind of tinker around with it every so often. But unless they start actually adding more gate type cards to Arena, I just don't think that this deck can actually really evolve that much further. Unless they just have like a really cool like win the game card that they put out, in one of these newer sets that we can replace Approach of the Second Sun with. But again, Approach is really good. All right. I really hope that you guys enjoyed the deck. We're just getting used to you recording with these headphones on. These are new headphones. I meant to actually talk about that in the intro, but totally forgot to do that. So yeah. So again, I hope you guys enjoy the deck. I hope you enjoy the video. I hope you enjoyed Decktember. Again, if you want to be considered for Decktember, please join the Discord, join the Decktember channel, and then grab that template from the top in the pin post and just post your deck, and maybe your deck will be tomorrow's video. And if you enjoy the video and the channel, hit the comment or hit the subscribe button, the like button, the bell icon. Check out all the cool links down in the description below, the Twitch link, the Patreon link, and the Discord link, which is very important if you want to be considered for Decktember. But with that being said, guys, I hope you enjoy the video. I hope everybody's staying safe, and we will see you next time. Remember, this channel would not exist without such amazing viewers and subscribers. Thank you so much for interacting with the channel and helping grow the community. And a very big special thank you to the Patreons listed here for supporting the channel.